This anime figure is worth over $5,000, which is wild because this single slab of PVC is more expensive than a car, a couple gaming PCs, or 5 of these fruity computer stands. As someone who's never owned an anime figure in my life, I have questions. Mainly, what drives someone to spend so much money on a pretty piece of plastic? And do they all look like that? I'm half convinced something fishy is going on. Let's see for ourselves, shall we? A few months ago, I was in Akihabara, looking for cool weeby things to bring home and show off to my friends. That search eventually led me to this 8-story mega building filled to the brim with anime figures. It was awesome. Every 20 seconds, my brain was all like, give me one right now! Right now! So yeah, they don't all look like that. Frozen snapshots of anime magic as far as the eye could see. The view was surreal, but that's all it was, a view. See, I didn't actually want to buy, you know? I didn't want to be that guy, was what I thought, until I saw her. The main girl from one of my favorite anime, and the undisputed #1 waifu in the world, dripped out in her iconic bunny suit, no less. I had to have her. So I walked up, wallet in hand, and flipped the price tag. What the fuck? With 200 American, you could feed a family of 4 where I'm from, for a month. I ain't got that kind of cash, yet I can't stop thinking about So I'm gonna do the only thing a salty brokey can do. I'm gonna expose the figure industry for the filthy scammers they are. Then sit back and watch the prices crash till I can finally afford her. Little did I know, this journey was about to plunge me headfirst into the murky depths of human psychology. But we'll get into that later. First, here are the 5 most common justifications for why anime figures cost so much. Now, are these reasons legit? Or are they just smoke and mirrors shrouding the figure industry's corporate greed? We're gonna find out. Starting with... So, in the world of anime figures, there are levels. You got your Nendoroids, aka bobbleheads, at the bottom. Then you got Figmas. These are the ones you can move around. For this next one, grab your plate because we're moving up to the big boy table. Fixed figures. These guys are stuck in a fixed pose. You just kinda look at them. Which is good enough for me. Fixed figures make up most of the anime figures out there. They're divided into their own tiers of quality. The better the quality, the more expensive the figure. Mai sits all the way down here. She's the cream of the crop, highest quality available on the market, of course. But that doesn't really answer our question. What does high quality even mean? Is it just some marketing tactic to get people to shell out more cash? Well, kinda. The process of creating figures is pretty straightforward. Artists first design the thing, then 3D print a prototype to get a feel for it in the real world. After that, they make a mold and start production, usually in China. Sounds pretty simple. So it's gotta be cheap, right? There are 2 things we need to consider here. Some figures are hand-painted, and children don't have the best attention to detail, so factories gotta pay adults. And top-tier figures are usually sold as limited release items, so the upfront costs for R&D, creating molds, get bundled into the price, jacking it up. Our question now is, does this justify this? Probably not, but something else might. Quiz time! Would you rather buy a $20 figure of sexy Gojo that you can get anytime, anywhere, or the exact same thing for $30, but only 1,000 were ever made? According to psychologists, most people would go for this one. The added value of owning a rare, limited edition piece makes up for the extra costs. But what about now? How about this? The idea of owning something no one else can have, aka scarcity, holds value in itself. It's bragging rights to your friends, it's proof of dedication to your hobby. It gives you aura. So when we say high quality, it usually means all of the above. Okay, I'll admit, there seems to be more than meets the eye when it comes to pricing figures. But $200 is still way too much, I'm not convinced. Hey! Are you trying to get rich? Did you lose all your money buying influencer shitcoin? Well, have I got the opportunity for you. What if I told you you can make thousands of dollars buying anime figures, never opening them, and then selling them years later for a fat profit? I'm listening. Well, the figure industry is growing at 8% a year, and there's even a thriving resale market. These things are a legit commodity these days, with some older figures going north of over 100 times their original retail value. Finally, a real reason for these crazy prices. Cause if Mai is worth this much today, then she'll definitely be worth way more 10 years down the line, right? Just like watches or Pokemon cards, right?
Are you sure about that?
Sadly, no, I'm not sure about that mysterious voice that I definitely couldn't see. Sure, a lot of figures are rare and limited, but ones that go up in value over time are typically the exception and not the rule. Why? Because unlike watch collectors, figureheads are broke. They love bragging about the hidden gems they bought out for dollar store prices. It adds to the aura. So it's pretty hard to find a collector willing to shell out exorbitant amounts of cash for a figure, no matter how rare it is. Which I think is completely reasonable. But that also means resellers can't demand high prices like Rolex chads, who buy expensive watches because they're expensive. What about Pokemon cards? People collect those, and they're not status symbols for rich old dudes. Well, the Pokemon brand has vast armies of devoted fans, willing to pay out the wazoo because they're down bad with nostalgia, while the figure community is more like the 300, if they were all weebs. Nice. So, figures aren't great investments either. Say your prayers, figure industry, because victory is so close, I can almost taste it. All that's left is the buying anime figures helps out the franchise creators. Yeah, a little. There's a lot of people involved though, so the original mangaka probably doesn't get a ton of kickback. Waifu tax. What does this even mean? What? Get out of here. Shoot. Bonus features. Yeah, in some games, you can buy physical merch that powers you up or unlocks an exclusive skin in-game. So maybe this one's legit? Let's see here. Not a whole lot of them are tied to any games. Oh, here's one. League of Legends Immortalized Ari figure. $300? Does it at least unlock a skin or something? You gotta be kidding me. Weebs are just horny. Now, this one's interesting. It's no secret that anime enjoyers often lead pretty lonely lifestyles. Hell, it's getting tough out there for normies too. So it's definitely possible that a part of why collectors are willing to pay buckets of cash is to fill that lonely void with cute anime girls that will stay with you forever. Maybe that's what he meant. Is this it? Are figure manufacturers price gouging to capitalize on the loneliness and horny of weebs with too much disposable income? As much as I want that to be true, so I can finally slam those greedy mofos over at Mega House or Beefo, it's not that simple. This whole time, we were asking ourselves why anime figures were so expensive, but maybe that's the wrong question. Maybe the real question is, why are people willing to pay so much for them? Companies are businesses, and businesses want to make money, so they'll jack up the prices as high as they possibly can. What we want to know is why people put up with that and keep buying. I've been racking my head over this, and I think it's probably better to just show you. Thread. Why did you start collecting anime figures? It helped me through some of the low points in my life and gave me joy. For me, it's something to look forward to, a reason to wake up in the mornings. I started collecting because cute anime girls, but now my collection gives me a sense of progress when life feels like it isn't moving forward all that much. I like big anime titties. Whoa! How did mine get in there? For a lot of these guys, figure collecting is deeper than just... This one's interesting. OP talks about the feeling of progress figure collecting has given him, which sounds like the exact same feeling you get when you level up at one of your hobbies, get promoted at work, or start getting good at your favorite video game. You can kinda see it, right? I mean, finding a good deal on a figure is like going on a mini hunt. Imagine shooting a bear and mounting its head on your fireplace. It's the thrill of the hunt, plus the satisfaction you feel when you reap your reward. It's progress. And it's super important for people to feel that. Because if you never feel like you're making progress in life, then your brain doesn't release happy juices and you get depressed, scientifically speaking. So for figure collecting to be able to do that for people, that's big. It may not be the best way to go about it, but hell, it's low effort and low stress, which is really useful when you're down in the dumps and tired and depressed all the time, like a lot of people are these days. Thinking about it this way, it totally makes sense now why people are willing to shell out thousands of dollars for pretty pieces of plastic. Part of me kinda gets it now, but I'm still broke, so I'm probably gonna stick to window shopping. Who knows? Maybe one day, I'll finally join the ranks of figure collector. Until then, I'll be here, face pressed against the glass, thinking about what could have been.